Hello everyone, to yet another episode of the Wild Ways Plantcast. I decided it's a plantcast, it's not a podcast. And welcome, Alexandra. Thank you so much for joining us. So, today, oh my God, today. So, I have a relationship with pretty much all the plants. I have had allies, guides, teacher, but literally there's no plant on this planet that has changed my life more than the one that we're going to talk about today. And so, yeah, today we're talking about ayahuasca, la abuela, the grandmother, the vine of the soul, the most loving, amazing plant. I mean, don't take my word for it. We'll talk about it. And so, for a plant of that magnitude, I needed somebody who really knows her intimately. So, I reached out to Alexandra and she said yes. So, I was so excited. So, Alexandra is one of the co founders of the Inner Flight Retreat with her husband, Roberto. And yeah, the two of them host ayahuasca ceremonies, cambo, even cacao. That's how we met the first time. It was a cacao ceremony, which was like, wow.
This is what we used to do
Yeah, you
before.
don't do
Yeah.
cacao anymore.
No, no, no.
No, that was amazing. I mean, for me, that ceremony with cacao was a whole journey, like a master plant. I had visions and everything, so quite incredible. And yeah, Rob and Alexandra also host retreats with their maestro and maestra, which are Shipibo from Peru, and that's with whom they've trained. And but in addition to that, Alexandra is also a visionary artist, and oh my God, you should see her art. It's like it's you can tell it's inspired by the plant. It comes from some divine realm, and it really touches the soul. And with your permission, maybe I'll put a little sample at the end for them to see because it's quite spectacular what you create. But pretty much anything Alexandra and Rob do is it's all healing, expansion of consciousness, and just really having people land in their soul. And so I cannot think of a better guest than you to talk about our common love, La Abuela. So welcome, Alexandra.
Thank you very much, Maya. Thank you. It's my honor and my pleasure to share time and space with you and with your community.
Yes, hi everybody.
Mhm.
Hello, people from the future. So before we start, one question I've always had. I feel like ayahuasca is, she's really stepped forward to helping humans, and she didn't have to do that, right? There was like this service to humanity that she's doing. And I'm curious if you know, how did she find us? How did she decide to help us? Do you know?
Well, this question has multiple sides, multiple parts. From the Shipibo knowledge and cosmology, ayahuasca has been always here, but she was not known only for healing. Um, she has been known as a tool, as a spirit, as an energy that people work with since forever, because nobody knows when was ayahuasca discovered. There are many stories, but nobody knows exactly. The Shipibo people have, I think, three or four stories, but what we know from them is that ayahuasca was not necessarily mainly healing tool since forever, just recently. Recently, the Shipibo people, received the message from the medicine that it's time for them to open, to share their wisdom. This is why they started to train white people, and to open more to help. And second, the consciousness of the earth is changing, and the indigenous people know, and they are consciously working with the medicine. So it's a communication relationship. The spirit told them, now it's time to share knowledge, teach others how to spread the medicine, and focus on healing. Because as many other practices, We don't have to enter in detail, but as other practices like yoga, like magic, like they can be inclined to the negative side. So ayahuasca was used also for energy work, for politics, for example, or other things we learned from the Shipibo people.
Can you explain that? How can this plant be used for negative purpose? That seems impossible to me.
Venom. So ayahuasca by herself, she is a doctor, yes, but she is also a portal. So not all the places where you will go and drink medicine can guarantee your healing and a good result. Because in a good result enters, there are many factors in order for you to receive a life-changing transformation of healing. Because when you drink ayahuasca, you enter in a different dimension. It's really an inner flight. It's traversing, journeying through multiple dimensions. So ayahuasca opens portals, opens your energy field. And the role of the maestro, of the guide at the altar, is to make sure we, with the ceremony, navigate in high dimensional realms. And there, when we are in the dimension of ayahuasca, there are different doctors. So there are procedures, energy procedures to be acted upon in ceremony. So it's not just you drink the medicine and you expect the medicine to do something for you. It doesn't work like that. So the Shipibo people have a lot of wisdom and they teach us how, and explain what is actually doing the work, the healing work, and that are the master plants, not ayahuasca.
So basically, you take ayahuasca in order to connect with one of the master plants, but she is not
Yes,
herself the main element. Even though a lot of the
yes.
ceremonies, I mean, all the ceremonies I've gone on, except for one which involved mapacho, she was
Mm-hmm.
the main plant that talked to me.
Yeah, but it's not you that you have to do that work. It's the maestro. So you will not know. A real maestro will stay at the altar and do this work for you through Icaros. So you are you with the medicine. That's your work. You connect with the medicine. Medicine is talking to you. But the role and the work of the maestro at the altar is to sing Icaros, where conscious that we are in the dimension of ayahuasca, we are calling through Icaro different master plants. So the Shipibo people say that ayahuasca is like the hospital, is like the matrix. And in this hospital, you have different doctors, the cardiologist, the ophthalmologist, so the same are master plants. They're plants that heal wounds of the heart, that help you protect in the dream realm. And with the Icaro, we are channeling and calling upon a specific doctor and sending them to the patient to do surgery.
Okay, so
So
you don't need the plant that you're calling doesn't need to be there in physical presence because you are working in a realm that is beyond. So you call the energy of a different plant. Can you explain
yeah.
for those who don't know what Icaros are?
Yes, so Icaros is a Shipibo term and it's a chant, it's a prayer in Shipibo indigenous language and also in Spanish that is calling upon, it's kind of channeling the energy signature of a specific master plant that the guide that is singing has dieted. Dieta, master plan dieta, it's a very strict, ideally minimum 1 month process, training process, where we do dry fasting, no water, no food, just drinking a concentrate of plant or a tree to establish an energetical spirit to spirit connection. So in ceremony, in ayahuasca ceremony, I keep showing because this is our maloka, our ceremony space. So in ceremony, we are calling upon through the Icaros on the connection with that doctor, with that master plant or tree. and that is done only through prayer. And we put this prayer either in the mapacho, that it's a tobacco that we call and sing into it, or in the Icaros directly like this in ceremony.
So is ayahuasca the one who guides you to, like, is this part of your training, or does ayahuasca herself tell you this person needs heart medicine, this person needs this plant? Like, are you in dialogue with la abuela when you're in ceremony?
Yes. Yes, the training, and yes, the dialogue with the medicine. So in the training that we do every year, so we go to Peru ideally every year, we reinforce the dietas and receive new doctors. But the main live and direct guidance happens in ceremony from the medicine. So the guides, um, the people that are after the altar, that are guiding the journey, will drink the medicine together with you, the patient, because the medicine is telling us, um, helping us sense. So for everybody, all the senses are heightened, all the inner senses. So this inner communication can either be through feeling, we feel the energy, or direct message. You need now to cleanse that person, or you need now to call upon a specific guardian, or so yes, it's an inner communication.
Does she have, I mean, I had a couple of ayahuasca ceremonies where I saw her, you know, and she had specific physical form, and for me, she's often come in the form of a Caribbean mama who's kind of like, you know, she's funny,
Mm-hmm.
she's playful, but she also sets me straight. And, you know, there's like kind of like this energy of very like motherly love. Do you find that she comes to you with different faces, or do you meet her and she's pretty much the same person all the time, the same being?
That's an interesting question. Um, I always like to talk with people about how they perceive the medicine, to learn that everybody is really different in perceiving this reality. So I never saw her face. I never saw this spirit, this entity with a human-like face.
Oh, wow.
Um, I always had different visions and shapes of her presence in anaconda, in but never a human face. But the energy signature is always the same. I always feel like a perfume, let's say,
Yeah,
that you know it.
like that's her.
It's that, yeah.
And what is that like, if you could describe it, which
Wow.
I know is hard.
Hmm. Wow, man, this podcast is gold. Em, bueno, well, I had, especially at the beginning of my journey in my first years, I was feeling like another entity, like the word alien has too many weird connotations, but I felt like another extraterrestrial being, something which is not human, an intelligence. Yeah, that's the good word. An intelligence, a presence, a consciousness. But intelligence, I think, is the best word that I can find, which was inside of my body, sometimes really moving my body, doing specific. She's sometimes doing this with guests, moving their hands, making them press different parts of their body. That's a way of her doing. So now I just, I just feel. That's the best I can. Yeah, yeah. I just feel inside there is something different, a change, a switch of perception. Like you feel, for example, that you are hungry. I don't know if that's the best example, but this sensation is hunger. The same with connection with the medicine. I know, and something is changing inside. I know that's connection,
That's
and
her.
she's here.
She's here. So, for me, that presence that you describe, I've always been curious because with me, she's a very fierce medicine.
Mm-hmm.
She really, there's no, she'll heal what she's here to heal, but she's always so playful. And even in the deepest, darkest, she'll find a way to make me laugh. And she's hilarious. And I've always wondered, is she hilarious? Is she funny? Or does she just adapt? Like, because she has access to all my memories, she has access to my sense of humor. So of course she's hilarious. She's using my own sense of humor against me. And I talked with a firekeeper once who said that in his opinion, with women, she's more loving and funny, but with men, she's more of a seductress. Have you ever heard of that?
I heard many things, but we really can talk about ayahuasca days, weeks, months. But something that I can say I learned for sure about medicine we have 7 years already, 7 years of working with the medicine, is that ayahuasca cannot be put in a box. She's not in a way with women. She's not in a way with men. She is everything. One time in a deep meditation, like a channeling state, I asked about the medicine, about ayahuasca, and I saw her like, how in movies sometimes ghosts are portrayed like a smoke, like something flowy. So like a spirit that is flowing through the universe and adapting, like water adapts in a glass, like smoke adapts in a shape. Ayahuasca adapts to everything, every person, every situation, but she doesn't have categories. So,
That totally makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that's
but I would like to add though that humor, she has humor.
yes.
And when she's giving us humor, it's a gift. I'm so grateful when she gives me humor, because we have the blessing to drink medicine every week, being in this posture, in this work, and it's not often. So she's different all the time. She has all the colors, all the facets, everything that you can imagine. How the sky has all the colors from the sunset to the sunrise, the same as ayahuasca. And when she gives us humor, I feel that I won. That day, I won.
I so know what you mean. So originally, how did she find you? How did she call you?
Mm. Venom. Let's see, how can I make this short? So I've been on the looking for healing for many years before arriving to ayahuasca. I was dealing with eating disorder and depression due to my mother had a tough journey, a strong warrior journey of going through addiction. And thanks to her, she put me on the path of searching for healing, because I developed eating disorder. And I went to therapy, to psychologists, even psychiatrists, to look for what can make me stop destroying myself and help me get out of depression and not hate life, because I arrived to the moment to experience that. So I went to therapy 8 years, 9 years, nothing helped. I was just losing hope and money and really beginning to believe that really nothing can help me. And this is life and it really doesn't make sense. Oh my God, it's horrible. Life is horrible. And I discovered psychedelics. I was very happy. They helped me a little bit. So they gave me, I was very deep in, because people have different, I don't know, levels of different numbers of trauma. It's not a pain competition, but it's really a quantity. Yeah, some people have to need to work more to come out of the hole, some people less, and it's perfect. But I was very deep, and I felt that I have no chance of getting out. And psychedelics helped me, gave me doses of hope. They show me um, beyond the veil. There is something more. Oh, that gave me hope. That gave me inspiration. I was very grateful. But they didn't help me heal. Mushrooms, I worked a lot with them. DMT, I used to create them. I was very, I was first time in life passionate about something. Something helps. But still, I was with eating disorder, depression, all of it, but with a dose of inspiration that there is hope. So my now husband, then boyfriend, invited me to a festival on the other side of the world, from Romania, in Panama, festival called Tribal Gathering, where tribes from all over the world meet and share their traditions, their customs, and medicines. And I think it was that moment when I heard medicines and indigenous people, when I suddenly had the wish to drink ayahuasca. But I looked now back and I don't remember who told me about ayahuasca. I have no idea if I read about it. And it's a mystery, but it's fascinating. I have no idea. So we went to this festival and to this medicine festival, and we met our maestros, our Shipibo maestros. We had our experience with them, and that was the beginning of our path.
That's incredible. Wow, what a journey. And now it's your life.
Yeah.
Wow. So you sat with the maestro and maestra, and were you given guidance in that first journey that you should be involved in serving the medicine? Was that part of the calling?
No. So I always love to be vulnerable with our guests, with our patients, with our friends. I think vulnerability is one of not my superpower, our superpower. And it's so underrated. Underrated is a correct word, no? So we don't know the power of vulnerability. Oof. So no, I was judging. I was judging, especially white people. Who do you think you are, saying that you serve ayahuasca? You are not from a lineage. You can never learn. This is not your path. You are a colonist. Really, I was having all of that mouthful. And the life and great spirit has its ways of humbling us and slapping us in our place
Yes.
and putting us exactly in the place of the one that we were judging the most and we had the most anger upon. So no, my husband and I, we never planned and we never wanted, we never dreamed, we never even imagined us being ayahuasca facilitators and guides and walking the path of. So the Shipibo people don't call themselves shamans, they call themselves traditional doctors. In Shipibo, they call themselves onayas. So in order to arrive on onaya, the highest rank of doctors, Amazonian doctors, you need to walk the path minimum 10 years to have to be in practice, to yeah, like in modern medicine, they have something like this, where you have to work with a doctor. Yeah. So yeah, we never planned to do this, and how it happened. We had our first encounter with the maestros. We had two ceremonies, and it changed my life. In the first ceremony, you see, I want to tell you 10 things in the same time. Venom, I will answer your question first. So we had two ceremonies, and then we went with our own life. We arrived in Costa Rica, where we got stuck, and
2020?
yeah, yeah. Anyway, we received the guidance from Spirit to invite the maestros here in Costa Rica to have a retreat. And so we had just a little bit of sitting with the medicine. We invited them, just as organizers, without not even having expectations us to do anything. Just I bring the people and you are the maestro. And this is how it was. Some editions. It was, I think, two or three editions. We just organized, brought the maestros from Peru, which are still doing every year. But after 2 or 3 editions, they said, now it's time to come to Peru and start your training. So you can do more than just giving toilet paper to the people in ceremony.
And buckets.
so so you can be more helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, oh, amazing. We will learn how to use tobacco, the mapacho, so we can pray, we can have the ability to cleanse the space, to cleanse ourselves. We were very excited and honored to be invited by them. We went, and after a month, they told us at the end that now it's time you to guide ceremony. So we didn't know that this is what they taught us. Icaros and Shipibo, they taught us how to cleanse ourselves, the person, energy work. They taught us many, very condensed 1 month it was, that first dieta. And it was very scary when we heard what he's expecting us to do. But immediately we realized if he's asking us to do this, it means that, I don't know, he might see something in us, and maybe it's something that we have to do. So let's gather our courage and let's do this. And it was a mess, of course, the first ceremony.
And I mean, the medicine knows you. She knows your heart. She knows inside. So she could be the one guiding the maestro and maestra, like this
Yeah.
one, this
Mm-hmm.
one will. So, I mean, you drink every week, and I haven't. The last time I sat with La Abuela was about 3 years ago, and I still feel her presence in my life. Like she's in me. She talks to me. She guides me, and I have not even touched a drop of the physical medicine. And so for you, I would imagine you're never without her now. Are you?
Yes. I'm always with her.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
And she guides your painting also. That
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
she made me paint.
She told you
Yeah,
too.
yes.
Yeah. For those of you out there, one of my capstone journey happened and the tender care of Alexandra and Rob. And if you've read the book, it's actually the last chapter. And I find there's never an accident. It's almost like the the people who come to ceremony are pieces of one puzzle that she is assembling, and we're always mirrors of each other, and the journey always involve like that person's journey is an element that I needed to hear. Do you find that's the case all the time, that she calls people
Yes.
specifically?
Yes. It's even hard to comprehend sometimes with our human logic. The puzzle is this divine puzzle is at a microscopical size to huge scopical size. Um, For example, I see events or books that I was guided to read or conversations that I was pushed to begin 6 years ago by the medicine that click and make sense and activate like energy keys now, after 6 years, after 5 years, or connection. Somebody that visited us in ceremony 4 years ago came to our integration community, ayahuasca integration community today, and they met somebody that was last week, and they awoken to the realization that we have a mission together. So I have goosebumps. It's perfect divine timing, divine design, divine perfect intelligence.
Yes. I have
Hmm.
I have discovered that myself, that she doesn't really work in linear time. When she calls you, it's like the events happen in the past and the future that are related to your current journey. And our linear, like tick, tick, tick forward timeline, it's hard to comprehend that. But when you're in ceremony, I find you can be like, oh, that thing that happened a month ago, she had placed that specifically for today. And yeah, I mean, it's hard for us, especially if you've not sat with the medicine and experienced that complete dissolution of time, to even wrap our mind around it. So, is that part of the things you just mentioned? You have a integration. How do you help people integrate? Because I mean, traveling to that realm and having such profound experiences is not always easy to comprehend right at the level that we are.
Mhm, mhm. Bueno, so first part. Integration is not short period, is not a 2 weeks structured program that you take and you do.
It's
Ayahuasca
lifelong.
integration, sorry,
It's lifelong.
exactly, is your new designed life. It's how you design your life after the medicine, because ayahuasca is a reset, will be a reset, even if it's obvious or not. It can be very subtle, it can be very obvious, but many changes will come in different moments after your journey, fresh the next morning, after 1 week, after 2 years, after 3 years. So it's very important to have somebody to talk with that understands the medicine, that maybe served before with the medicine. It's been some years that where they had time to see what is happening after the medicine and can help you with their guidance. Hey, it's normal. It's normal to feel this, or it's normal to don't know exactly yet where you need to go. This is why we call our online community virtual Maloka. Maloka is the ceremony space. So it's an ayahuasca integration community. It's free. My husband and I, from the love of our heart, we do this every month to help everybody that comes to us to be there for them. So we are there in a virtual circle, and the table is waiting for anything that wants to be talked about. So we are offering support. So people are coming with, I felt high, like you feel sometimes high on life after ceremony, but now it's been some months and I feel that, this thing is not solved yet. This is not solved yet. And we come and explain, yes, now it's the practical moment of your integration where the medicine brings you the plate with the unfinished business, that where you have to take these choices, and we help them. We have people in the community that have been to us 1 week ago with fresh new things to discuss, and people that were 5 years ago. So it's very beautiful. Actually, yesterday we had our this month call, and it's very beautiful to see how those that were 5 years ago help the fresh ones and tell them, oh, in this year, this is what happened. I went through this. I know this moment of confusion. I know this moment of breakthrough. So a community is the air of integration, to have people that understand.
I remember one time you said something that was just so important for me to hear. It was one of your posts, I think, on Instagram, where you talked about, I mean, I don't remember the exact words, but it was basically you you are gifted a new path. But if you still have your old habits and you don't change them, then it actually is worse than before, because now your blueprint is no longer a match. And this actually happened with me. I sat with La Abuela once, and she gave me a healing. She gave me a new path, and I got it, but I also didn't really do much about it. And then I sat the second time, she called again, and she showed me a different way, the same thing. And again, I got it, and I didn't really do anything
Mm.
about it. And then the third time I went, she just, oh my God, she made it that there was no not doing it. That was actually one of the hardest night of my life, with all the gratitude, because that did it. She was like, well, you didn't do the work that I gave you gently, and you really need to do this. So I'm going to Which, leads me to another question. A lot of the people who've never sat with ayahuasca, they have this idea, the image is, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to go sit in the jungle and puke in a bucket. And that concept of the unpleasantness of the purging. And see, when you've sat, you think of it as purging, which is really like liberating a thing out of you that was keeping you small or keeping you down or keeping you ill, really.
Yeah.
And how do you approach that question? I mean, I would assume people who come to you have already heard the call, but do you hear that a lot where the people are really worried about this vomiting business?
Well, it's not very often, but we have this question. Bueno, so let's say you ate something that was old. You didn't know you ate it. And you start to feel sick because your body is signaling you, hey, something is not good. We have to take it out. The purging that happens in that moment, it's good. Your body very intelligent doing the work. You drank alcohol and you get sick. The same, you purge because your body is very intelligent, is telling you, hey, let's take this poison out. With the medicine, the same thing is happening. The doctor is at work, it's doing surgery, and it's taking the residue from the surgery out because the body is a mirror of what is happening energetically inside of us. In Chinese medicine, they call the life force qi. So we have our energy that is flowing all the time, and this is the mirror of how well our energy flows. If the body is healthy, fit, mental healthy, emotional healthy, your energy flows well. If you're overweight, depressed, addictions, that's just a signal that your energy doesn't flow well. It's an upgrade to life when you understand everything from energy perspective. So, purging, understanding it from energy perspective. When the doctor ayahuasca comes, does the surgery, scans the body, finds what is to be worked on, rewrites the codes, clears ancestral baggage, trauma, shock, abuse. There is some residue, energetic residue, and the mirror has to take it out through way. You purge, you go to toilet, you cry, you shake, somatic release. So when you understand it from energy perspective, from doctor surgery, take something out perspective, everybody gets it and it's easier.
Yes. Yes, wonderful. That was such a good explanation. Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, doctor. I believe I said that in your ceremony. I was in the buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. Wow. Do you, as part of your Shipibo training, I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me put them in order in my head. As part of your training, do you learn how to collect the medicine in the jungle and prepare her as well?
Yes and no. So we have her in our garden. We have, so the brew is made of two plants, of ayahuasca vine and chacruna bush. So we brought them from Peru here in Costa Rica to have them as energy, to see the plant, to know how they look. But in order to prepare the brew, you need a lot, big quantity. So we don't prepare it here. We always receive it. We bring it from Peru, and the maestros bring it when they come. Because the process of preparation is the ceremony itself. It's a whole day. And to give an example, for 1 liter of ayahuasca paste, so the condensed, they make a huge pot full of kilograms of wood of ayahuasca vine and full of leaves. So I don't know how many pounds or immense. And they boil it all day. The person that does this, so not the maestro, not the doctor, does this, not the one that is behind the altar. In the Shipibo community, everybody has their job. The people that make the jewelry, the women, that's their job. The doctors that are at the altar, that's their job. The people that prepare the medicine, that's their job. So they fast. No sex, no food, very strict fasting before the day of preparation, in the day of preparation, all day boiling the pot and smoking tobacco, praying, singing Icaros. So for 1 liter of medicine, many kilograms of paste. So we don't prepare it
Wow.
yet, at least, because we don't have the space to plant so much medicine. And for example, for a vine to be mature enough to be worthy to harvest for preparation, she needs to have minimum 5-6 years to grow. For example, we have a vine in our garden for 4 years and it's just like finger size, like this.
Wow.
So it's
So the big ones that you see in the jungle are very old then, huh?
yes. When you see sometimes necklaces, people have ayahuasca slice necklaces. For
Yes.
example, one that is like this should have 10-15 years.
Wow.
Bigger, 20 years. So
Do they collect the vines in the jungle? They go in the jungle and they collect, so they're like the vine is just wild. They're not cultivating it, correct?
yes, they are cultivating it because consumption of ayahuasca grows, which is good, amazing. The consciousness of ayahuasca expands, and she needs us to replenish her, to plant her. This is one of the reasons why we started planting here in Costa Rica. So, what I wanted to add, now in August, we are going to Peru. We will have a retreat there in the center of our maestros. And it's a retreat special focused on learning from the Shipibo. And one of the activities will be a ayahuasca preparation workshop.
Oh,
Which
wow.
I'm very excited. So all the guests will machucar, smash
Yeah.
the vine. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Incredible.
in the center they have their ayahuasca gardens. Yeah.
Now the Shipibo, they work with the kind called the cielo, is that right?
Yes.
Do
With
you are they
mhm.
how different are they? The between the cielo and the rojo and I think there is a blanco also también also.
Mhm.
Like the different vibes, do they have different personalities as intelligences?
Mhm. Well, I don't know because I didn't try all of them. Our maestros. So how many houses? How many traditions? In the Shipibo tradition, you can have different maestros having different ways. Our maestros who work with ayahuasca cielo, they are centered on Ine. It's called it means ayahuasca sky. That's the name of their center. And this is what we have all the time. The only other one that I experienced is black ayahuasca.
The
So I could
black one, I heard about that.
yeah,
What
I
was it
could compare
like?
these two. So what I heard is that they have kind of different directions in which you can go to work, because when you enter in the world of ayahuasca, the guide has to give direction to the journey. That's very important, very important. If you just receive a cup of ayahuasca and you are left uh, alone, it's not very safe, spiritually, energetically safe. You need to be protected, helped to navigate in high dimensions, cleansed. Um, the direction. Yeah, we need as patients, when we are patients, to receive direction from the maestro. Um, the ayahuasca cielo can be focused a lot to healing.
Yes.
Black ayahuasca can be more dark, and when you look at it, it's very black. It's really poof, black. If you see something black, I don't know, a headphone. And the experience when you drink it, it's very strong. I don't know if all the time, because when I had it, I had tobacco purge in that morning, which can be very strong also. So maybe I was sensitized inside, but it was strong, like burning inside. But the journey was not very, very different. But that depends on where you are inclining the journey. What are the intentions? Because with the medicine, they are not only healers. Not all the people have good intentions. Even that's the journey here on earth. It's not something to suffer about. That's the game.
That's always been so wild to me. I've heard stories. I mean, it was never, of course, it was never my experience. I've always felt so held by the medicine herself. I heard stories of people going in the jungle with fake shaman, and to me, I feel the medicine would not allow it. You know, she is just so powerful. She would not allow it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because I had this conversation with Maestra Tessie. I asked her exactly this. In my experience, ayahuasca is a high vibration intelligence being. How is possible that people have bad experiences with people that don't manage her in respectful, with integrity, loving, pure heart way? And she told me the following, Maestra Tessie. She said that yes, they advance in their path until they don't, until the medicine will close their path. So when you hear, because if you look in the world of the medicine, you can hear horror stories with abuse, with even deaths. When things like this happen, is because the facilitator was not clean, was not in integrity, and the medicine punished him. There are businesses. There is sometimes we hear in other places somebody that owns 10 ayahuasca places like churches, retreats, like businesses, and they go in the same night. All this is a business. Well, ayahuasca will allow this up to a point, and then bad things will start happening. People dying, abuse. So we
So
learn that
when you
this
say people
happens.
dying, you don't mean the guests.
Yes, we very rare, but is because the facilitators, the team didn't took care to make sure that person was healthy before arriving. Because when you receive 200 guests for a night like this, for you don't know them before, you didn't curated them, you didn't had conversations with them, you don't know them, you just bring them in for money. Of course, there are people that consume drugs the day before. There are people that have heart problems, and these enter in the category of, I'm sorry, you're not safe to drink medicine. You have to, as a safe place, as a safe retreat and a guide and team, you have to say no many times. And I have no problem saying no. I'm happy. Thank you for being transparent and telling me that you have this heart problem or that you have this mental problem or that you cannot quit antidepressants. That's very important. So, yes, in the only moments when somebody died, it's not because of the medicine. It's because they had cocaine in the system, very dangerous. It's because they were on antidepressants. This combined with ayahuasca, very dangerous. This is the biggest no. So it's never because ayahuasca. Ayahuasca herself cannot kill you. Give ayahuasca 1 liter to a healthy person, nothing bad can happen. They will arrive to a dimension, but nothing. So who is healthy, heart healthy, mental healthy, so no schizophrenia, no paranoia, perfect, no problem. Antidepressant sleeping pills, you have to be off them 1 month. If you don't have any of these, you are super to go. Nothing ever can happen to you.
So what happens? Like, let's say you are an antidepressant. Like, what's the incompatibility?
Mhm. Well, the antidepressant and sleeping pills work to affect the serotonin receptors, and so it creates a big disbalance, which is not beneficial. Antidepressants is a big subject that I like to talk about. It's sensitive for some people. I like to say that it's very easy to quit antidepressants. People that are very hooked on them, they say it's not, and I understand. But I look at this subject from spiritual perspective, and antidepressants are part of the agenda of inhibiting our channels. We are all channels. We all receive guidance from our soul, from our guides, from other beings. And antidepressant just numb us, zombify us, make us do not feel tune down the depression, the fear, the grief, but also all other good emotions. So majority, we have so many guests that come with this subject, antidepressants, so many. So we as society, we are not educated in the theme emotions. So we as society are so scared of emotions because it feels so strong inside of my body and nobody taught me how to deal with that. And these authorities that my family tells me to trust tell me that take this pill, it will make you feel better. Of course I take it.
Of course.
So it's normal that this is how majority of society behaves. But when people begin to prepare for ayahuasca and we tell them, we help them in this process of reducing until they stop before ayahuasca, and we have 98% success in people never ever taking antidepressants after they come and drink ayahuasca. Extraordinary.
Yes.
So what happens? People stop and their emotions surface. So I love to be there for them, to help them teach. The emotions are not bad. It's just energy that comes to you to just signal you, tell you, hey, you have this type of emotion. It means that in this area of your inner universe, you need to look at and just learn something about yourself. So it's doable, and ayahuasca always teaches you about what you need to do so you don't need to take them anymore.
Yes, she does. Now, it might be just, my creative imagination because this is the
Mm-hmm.
way I understood it, but I felt that ayahuasca just went in and she kind of rewrote my DNA. And I know physiologically, I don't know if it's possible or not, but this is what it felt like. It felt like,
Mm-hmm.
like with the mushrooms were showing me how the outside could be different, and it was my job to make that an internal reality. Whereas for me with ayahuasca, I felt like she literally went in and she changed me. That's it. The healing was done. And now the job was to apply it outward and to be consistent in applying it outward. Is that your experience, especially with those people who come with depression problem where she fixes it, but then you still have to apply it in the outside life? Is that about what you would say?
Yes. So we like to say and to observe together with our guest how you enter in ceremony as a version of self, and you exit the ceremony as a different version of self. And it's not metaphor. We enter. This is a spaceship. So we will navigate and journey through realities, parallel realities, and through the guidance, through our intentions, our prayers, our united prayers that we put together to arrive somewhere, to throw our anchor in a ideal reality where we are praying to be more healthy, more conscious, more clear with our soul mission. This focus, this prayer, it's you throw the anchor,
Ah, I love that.
bam, and you wake up in that dimension. If we were successful, if the guide had your good intentions in heart, yeah. And energy surgery is real. So the medicine rewrites codes. We have so many guests that like to tell us they saw light beings that were working on them with energy tools and making surgery. This is so common. Taking out, even recently, somebody told me that they had all the organs outside. They saw all the organs outside being rearranged and clean, and
I had that.
people.
My first ayahuasca, I saw a scaffolding which was made like a helix, like the DNA helix, and she was just rearranging everything. And I asked her, I said, "Are you fixing me?" And she said, "Well, I'm gonna try. Have you seen this mess?" And I just started laughing. But yeah, she was just putting things back into a more harmonious arrangement. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and people are changed.
Yes, and so there are many things in the ayahuasca conversation that will sound counterintuitive. I'm not sure if this is the word, like opposites.
Yeah, counterintuitive.
So ayahuasca is not a magic pill, and it is a magic pill. So ayahuasca, you don't just drink and you are a different person without working, and ayahuasca, you just drink and you are a different person. But there are many buts. So like time is not linear. These things don't cancel each other. These sentences don't cancel each other. Yes, you drink ayahuasca, things are completely changed by themselves. The medicine, the plant, they worked, they cleared, they rewrote. But then you, as this consciousness that works, this machine, this body, through your reality, you have a free will to then paint and drive your reality however you wish. So if you decide to go back to old habits, you are free to do it. It's a clean slate here. You would put like more poison on the fresh baby, newborn baby that you have here, but it's your choice. You have the power. So that means this is why there is work to be done, because that neuroplasticity, we know already about this term. In science, they observe how new neural pathways are being formed. So the same we have to do with habits, with creating the reality that we wish to anchor. So the medicine is showing us high vibration dimensions, other version of self, planting seeds. But we now here, when we are looking through these eyes here in this reality, I have to anchor more of what I saw, what I tasted in the higher states that the medicine gifted me to experience. She planted seeds, but now I have to transmute other parts of myself that I still have that are not aligned with this version of that I tasted and I love. So maybe habits, maybe how I talk to myself, maybe so create new neural pathways, new paint your life, and that is work. And some people have a lot of fun. So this can be fun or not so fun, but it's your choice.
Yeah.
I choose to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the part that can be a lifelong, adjusting anything that is not aligned with the vision of yourself that you saw. Whew.
But it's also important how we word this, because it's not there is no goal, there is no top version of self where I will be happy or enough. Constant self-actualization is forever. Expansion of self, it's our nature, not in this body, forever. So the more we grow, the more we discover that there is more, but not out of I'm not enough. I'm not good enough yet. Oh wow, there is more to learn. There is more to play with.
I like the way you say that.
we never encounter guests to be rejected by the medicine. If you have the calling, it means that there is something for you to receive. But growth has no end. So ayahuasca is not only for healing.
Yes.
At the beginning, you will go to healing, deep cleansing, clear those traumas, make peace with your parents, make peace with the abuse, forgive, forget, integrate. But then there are gifts. Everybody has many gifts inside. The medicine are activating them, awakening them, giving clarity, giving gifts of the next step, ideas of books, ideas of missions, ideas of this and that. So I never met a guest to come and not to be changed. It's not possible that the ayahuasca didn't move something in you. For some people, it takes longer for the wisdom to grow roots. And we're like kids, and ayahuasca is the grandmother. And with some kids, you need more patience until they get it. And I mean, you just shared your story. That third time you got it. It's the same.
Yes. Yeah.
You learn at some point to navigate. So that it comes where it's fun. It's fun. This is what I love also with the medicine.
Oh.
After you went a lot of time, years with the medicine, and so there is no you healed completely. You always healed. I always learned something about myself, what I have to improve, always. But at some point, you learn the medicine. You learn how to navigate, and you play, and you can navigate. So we have friends that are guests that are friends and part of the family already that learned how to navigate, and then they go with the medicine and they ask, please show me that, please show me this. So it's a different level of exploration with the medicine.
Oh, that is. You know, I'll tell you this. The whole time I have been interviewing you, I actually can taste her in my mouth. My memory, ooh, it's making me emotional. Hello. Yeah, like I can taste her taste on my tongue. And it's, yeah, thank
Wow.
you. So, you talk about being vulnerable. Yep, this is me crying. Hi. Ah. So, for people who feel the call, or even maybe they're just curious and they want to talk to somebody who knows the medicine well, how can they contact you? How can they come sit? And for those of you who don't know, the inner flight retreats are held, wow, like in Kawita, one of the most beautiful place with the beautiful beaches. So yeah, so tell us, how can people reach you?
Thank you, Maya. Thank you for being vulnerable first. And it's so beautiful how you see she came with us. She came in your podcast. So beautiful. So no matter when you drank the medicine, she will be with you. Okay. So thank you to anybody who decided to listen until here. And the call of the medicine can feel like a curiosity. So know if you are curious, maybe the medicine is calling you. So our retreat is called Inner Flight Retreat. We are located in Costa Rica, and you can find us on innerflightretreat.com or on Instagram at the same name. And we have retreats here in Costa Rica with our maestro Shipibo from Peru, and also in Peru. So we travel there every year. We are waiting for you, hearts fully open, to welcome in the family and in the world of the medicine. Thank you, Maya,
Mm.
and to everybody.
Well, thank you so much,
Mm.
Alexandra, for coming on. And yeah, I hope we have you on again because I have a million more questions, honestly. Uh,
Thank
so,
you.
so yeah, thank you everybody for listening. And if you're curious, I actually wrote about my experience with ayahuasca and once when I was three, and Rob and Alexander's love and how they were such amazing guides, and especially for this one, which was such a profound one. Could not have done it without you. So I'll see you on the next Plantcast. Thank you. Stay tuned and have a great day. Mwah.